Good morning. The baby and I went and got my favorite coffee, and I was just like, you know what? I haven't seen this house in the morning light, and morning light is sacred to me, so I decided to come check it out. And I was hoping that this episode would be a floor reveal of the floors being all finished, but as renovation goes, that is not the case because we hit some hiccups. We hit some hiccups in the road this weekend, and the floors did not get finished like we had planned. And it was pretty frustrating, but that's how things go. I feel like when you're in transition, sometimes you want to be in control and you want things to go smoothly, and they just don't. And that's okay. You ride the waves and you roll with the punches. So we may not be doing a floor reveal, but we can do a paint reveal, because if you haven't noticed, the whole house is painted a different color. And I'll give you a little look through and show you where the morning light is hitting. So let's take a look. Talk about the way the morning light hits. I just love this. I can see a lot of my mornings with coffee will be spent here on the front porch. And here we go, the paint reveal. It's a mess in here. Don't mind the open electric sockets and mess on the floor. We're getting to it. The floors will be brand new. And I'm so thankful and excited. But here is the color reveal. I should have turned the lights on. Maybe I'll do that. We went with a color called Accessible Beige by Sherwin-Williams. And we actually did it at 50%. So it's a little less beige, a little more white. Let me turn the lights on. So we did it at 50%. It's a little bit less beige. And also I just need to shout out, look at these textured ceilings. My husband and father-in-law did those all on their own. They'd never textured before. I'll put a little before. You can see, I wasn't even sure about getting rid of the popcorn ceilings. I was like, whatever. And then a friend of ours was like, trust me, you're gonna wish you had in a few years. So they literally, these guys scraped all the popcorn and did mud on the ceilings all by themselves. And then not only that, but there were several walls that didn't have texture on them randomly. And so the guys textured those as well. And I don't even think you can tell how amazing they look in this video, but they worked so hard. And then our buddy Tim came in and painted, and my brothers helped tape everything off, which was a huge project. Tim told us that for every 1 hour of painting with a sprayer, there's 10 hours of prep to tape everything off. And so we had a whole family affair of help taping everything off, which was so amazing. And then Tim came in and painted after Jeremiah and his dad textured and scraped everything for about a week. It took about a week to scrape and texture, and then it took about a day or so to prep to paint, and then he got it painted in about 2 hours, which was amazing. So there's the paint color. I will link it. Accessible Beige, 50%. And oh, look at that, our beautifully textured ceilings. And I think all of this is gonna look amazing when our floors are in. It already looks amazing, but especially when our floors are in. I do have some questions for you about lights. I need a light in this, which was going to be our living room, and I'm not sure what to go with. And then I need a light in here. We took out the ones, they were hanging down and we knocked our heads on them a lot already. So we went ahead and took them down, and I need a light here. I have this one in mind, but I'm not sure if it is too trendy and I won't like it in a few years. I do love rattan and I always have liked that kind of boho feel, but is it too trendy? And will I get sick of it? So let me know what you think. You're doing a renovation, you don't realize, but it's like you get into it and you're like, oh, we need more paper to put in the floors. We need more mud for the ceilings. We actually need another can of paint. More money, more money, more money, more money, more money. And that's okay. We are getting it done before we move in. And so many of you reminded me that it will be worth it. So thank you for that reminder. So with that, later this week, there will be a floor reveal because they are going in this week and we have to move in the next week because our rent house, our lease is almost up. So with that, come back later this week and see our beautiful floors and join us as we move in and start to get this house all set up.